There is one specific funnel that has made my company 7 figures over the last few years, and that is a VSL funnel. The VSL funnel is one of the best funnels in financial services. And if you've never heard of it or you've never used it, it's potentially time to start using it and actually seeing how to build one. So today we're going to go over what a VSL funnel is, which is a video sales letter funnel, how it looks, what a good top performing one actually has inside of it, and what does this all look like so that you can use it for your financial services business. So let's jump right in. How to make a VSL funnel. So it is a structured, pre-recorded explanation that moves a prospect from seeing the ad, which is a little bit uncertain because they don't exactly know what you do. They don't have proof. They don't have a dream outcome. They don't know what you're doing. But then it turns them into a qualified prospect or someone who actually wants to talk to you. So we're going to go and see a real VSL in action in a second. But what actually is a VSL? A VSL is a video sales letter. So to show you an example of one, a quick one, you have a headline, you have a subheadline, and then you have the VSL, the video sales letter. We're going to cover this as the full landing page in a second. Ignore the video. That's not the VSL that you use. But this is what it looks like. So let's jump right into seeing it. So the biggest misconception I hear from clients when they say this is not a sales video. It's actually a decision-making system delivered through video. So basically, the structure starts off with big promises going through your company's history and a lot of proof. Okay, most people think of VSL as a pitch, a sales scripted, like it's not that at all, okay? So the correct definition is a structured, pre-recorded explanation that moves the prospect from uncertainty to an informed action without pressure, okay? So what does it actually do? It pre-qualifies, it pre-educates, it pre-frames, and pre-filters people so that then they talk to your company. They are already pre-qualified, so they know who you help. They're pre-educated, so they know who you are and how you actually do it. They pre-frame it so that you're the authority, and then anyone who isn't qualified, they filter, okay? This is not hype. You're not doing a rate advertisement. This is not a replacement for anything compliance or anything like that, so you can kind of like warn them off doing something. This isn't a pressure device to say that you need to do this today with scarcity and urgency. So what does a full finance VSL funnel actually look like? A complete mortgage refinance funnel, for example. Traffic source, you send them from YouTube, Facebook, Google, or referrals, for example. They land on the VSL landing page like the one I did before with one goal, okay? And it's clarity by watching the video. That's the goal, because the view rate on these is very, very small as well, by the way, okay? So then they need to hit the landing page. They need to actually watch the VSL itself. Below that, the landing page structure is called a DTA, direct to application. So it's headline, subheadline, VSL, application page, application form, and multiple sections. So then there's obviously the application intake, there's the review call, and then there's the outcome, etc. Okay. So this is how you structure a 12-part VSL script. Okay. We're going to start off, we're going to go into the hard promise, desired outcome, desired reframe, and everything like that. But then we're going to go look at an example on the actual landing page. Okay. So you start off with a hard promise. We help established business owners access $50,000 to $500,000 in unsecured capital without collateral, equity, or months of bank delays. So this is for unsecured business finance. You then move straight into, you don't need better cash flow or another loan application. You need capital that doesn't slow your business or put assets at risk. Okay. Authority positioning. After helping, so this is where you would chuck in previous experience, 5-star ratings on Google, etc. So after helping hundreds of businesses secure unsecured funding across dozens of industries, we've seen exactly what lenders actually approve. And then you push away distinction. So you move into who this isn't for. So it actually basically separates people who are qualified and unqualified. This isn't for startups, side hustles, or owners with poor credit looking for a bailout. So every single part of a VSL is so perfectly constructed, and you need to make sure that for your mortgage, insurance, financial planning, whatever it is, it covers this structure, okay? So what does it actually look like? So let's quickly go into a real VSL. So you've got this for unsecured business lending. So you've got a headline. You would have obviously your brand up here, and then subheadline, then the actual VSL, and then the form so that they watch the VSL and they go down. And then you can have a few sections, okay? So why business choose us? We've done $250 million in finance arrange. We've funded 500 businesses, 4.9-star client rating, 10 years of experience. And then how it works, watch the video, complete the form, speak with an advisor, watch the video and apply. So you're trying to get them to watch the video, okay? There goes the video. The biggest thing in this is the view rate is going to be much lower than you could possibly imagine. So you're going to send 100 people there and you're going to be like, why wouldn't 60, 70, 80% of people actually watch the video? It's going to be more like 10, 20, 30%. Okay. It's going to be much lower. Our one for one of my company's biz leads is, I think it's like 15% or 10%. It's really low. The view rate is really low, but cost per call and cost per booked call and things like that of people that we talk to is like $150. So I don't know how the math works, meaning it works out, but I don't know like what the numbers would be if it's 50%. I don't understand how so many people hit the page and then they don't actually go to it. That's what I initially thought. What I now know is the reason people don't is because they go search the rest of the page for actually increasing the chance that they're going to view the video. So basically they look at the rest of the page, they say, is this going to be worth viewing? And then they decide based on that. So when you have a good landing page, it should be kicking people off the page because they know this isn't for them, okay? The VSL and the landing page is for qualification. So let's go back and we're up to section 4. Pushing away and disqualifying, okay? So we've got logical, emotional proof. So if you can deploy capital into inventory, marketing, or payroll at a higher return than the cost of funds, unsecured becomes the leverage, not the debt. Unsecured capital becomes the leverage, not the debt. And then you show them heaps of proof. Okay, heaps of short results. You're saying exactly like this, where we were able to deploy capital into this business for this, into this business for this, into this business for this, as you can see here, here, and here, where we had them secure 120K in under 10 days, 250K without collateral in 7 days, lines approved while already carrying bank loans. So, second position, third position as such. And then process reveal, okay? So first, we analyze your credit and business activity. Secondly, we structure and submit with the right lenders. Third, you receive multiple offers and you choose which one to accept. So in this, what I like to do is when it's a done for you solution. So you've got the scale, you've got do it yourself, done with you, done for you. Okay. Finance is done for you. Whenever it is a done for you solution, you need to make it sound as complex as possible. That's what marketing and sales is. Complex as possible. So they don't go do it themselves. When you're selling something that is do it yourself, you need to make it sound as simple as possible because they're about to do it and you're about to show them how to do it. So it needs to sound simple. So you need to make it in the process reveal. You tell them exactly how to do it, but you make it sound a little bit more complicated. Okay. So because you might actually, and without it being unethical, lying, or anything like that, you may actually have a very specific way that you do it. Let's say you use a software that analyzes all their previous 7 years of history and matches them with the best lender. That might be standard, but you say it like that, so it sounds more complex because that's actually what you're doing. Then you're embedding the objection handling. The easiest way on a sales call to close someone is for them to already have their objection handling done, okay? So most clients spend less than an hour total on their part. We handle lender coordination and paperwork. So for example, that's for finance. One of our ones would be people don't want to buy leads or do consulting because they're like, the objection could be, have you done this before? Have you done this? And we would say, for example, embedding objection handling. It's like, we know exactly how to grow your finance business because 1, we've done it ourselves. I grew 3 finance companies to over $1.3 million per month. And we've done this as under biz leads, for example, for the last 6 years of lead generation. So we know how to. And that's you're handling their objection of, will this work? Are you authorized in this area to actually speak on, etc.? So you do that for yourself. Then competitor contrast. So differentiate from alternatives. So you don't need to specifically name call. You just need to actually show discrepancies. So usually banks take 3 to 4 weeks, whereas we take 24 hours. MCAs are fast but expensive. MCA is USA, by the way. So this is for both Australia and USA. So if you're in Australia, MCA is, usually fast but expensive. This approach uses lender stacking and structure banks don't offer, and a structure banks don't offer. So basically, that's something that you could, again, differentiate against banks. So it's easy to differentiate banks. Everyone shits on them because most people hate them because they're big conglomerate companies. But you need to make sure you actually have a competitor contrast. Next, founder/brand authority stack. So this is the same funding structure, and then you relate it to either yourself, so your own company, or more clients. Because if you can't relate it to yourself, you relate it to more clients because more proof. So for example, if we say, like this VSL, we actually run a VSL funnel and it performs unbelievably well on our consulting side of the business, as well as on the pay-per lead side of the business for biz leads. And I also recommend a lot of my portfolio companies to actually do a VSL as well when it's applicable. Okay. So we can say on the VSL, for example, that this is the exact same VSL that we use and that we've done. And I've talked about in other videos before on how it works well, like my November video, which is, adding $150,000 per month to one of my companies in November, like that was using a VSL, for example. So founder, brand, authority stack, okay? Then you have direct call to action. This basically means that you are now apply below to see how much unsecured capital you qualify for and what terms are available for your business. And then a goodwill exit. It's like, if you don't qualify, it will tell you exactly why and what to fix, no obligations. So the goodwill exit, the direct response, the direct call to action is super simple. You need to think of that as essentially you are telling them exactly word for word what to do, okay? That's how you do it. And the goodwill exit, you are basically just telling them that no matter what they come to the call, it's going to be worth it for them, okay? So why this structure works, okay? Each element builds on the previous one to create a complete decision-making journey, all the way from proof to promise to action, okay? So numbers 1 to 4 is attention and positioning. Number 5 is proof and differentiation. Number 10 to 12 is authority and action. Go and make your own VSL. Have a landing page that looks like this. Super simple, make it very simple. Super simple in terms of form, in terms of video. You don't need heaps of video editing either, by the way. You just need clips. The easiest way, pro tip, want to record something, do it like this. You get the line in front of you. You go, perfect, this is one line. And you say the line, you press like go. So you press go on the camera, and then you say the line. And then you basically, after saying the line, you then stop and you cut it. You don't have to do, a 2-minute VSL. And this can be anywhere from 2 to 5 minutes, by the way. So 2 to 5 minutes. But you don't need to go and record the whole thing. You just do one line at a time. So you go, for example, I'd say, is your business leaving 100K on the table every year? So is your business leaving 100K on the table each year? You'd go and press stop. You go, next one. Discover how the exact finance strategies my business use. So discover how exact finance strategies you use, like whatever. And you do it like that, okay? Just one by one. So go build headline, do this. If you've got an agency or a pay-per-lead provider, whoever you can do this with, go and do it, give it a go. Huge quality in terms of leads will drive up from a VSL, and they're relatively easy to make once you have a good structure as well. So that's what the landing page looks like. Make sure you follow the 12-part VSL structure: hard promise, desire reframe, authority positioning, push away, disqualification, logical, emotion, economic proof, proof flood, process reveal, embed objection handling, competitor contrast, founder/brand authority stack, direct call to action, and then a goodwill exit. Hopefully that was valuable. If you have any questions or want to watch more, subscribe, like the video, comment below. But apart from that, I hope everyone has an amazing day.